Good morning. Hopefully you can see and hear us okay. Pip and Michael here this morning for the last of our draw along lives this term and this academic year. So if you are watching us live, please feel free to say hello. Let us know we're not on our own. We are finishing off our rodent series by studying this very adorable little critter known as a wood mouse, sometimes known as a field mouse. So that's what we're going to be drawing today and learning about as well. I've also got some news to share in relation to how draw-alongs will look from September onwards. So do make sure you hang about to hear about that. I haven't plugged in my normal microphone this morning, so I just want to check that you can hear me okay. So Emily, hello Emily, you're here for our last one. Yeah, so I can confirm you can hear me okay, because it is some important news about what draw-alongs will look like from September onwards. I'll explain at the start of this draw-along. I'll probably mention it again in the middle and then again at the end, just in case people are like joining us at different times. So yeah, this is what we're drawing. I'm going to be drawing landscape based on my drawing. Now my reference picture doesn't actually show the whole tail of the mouse, so I think I'm going to use my imagination and draw it in. I'll probably come around like that and fill in the blanks. Thank you, Emily. Confirm that you can hear me. I'll carry on rambling then. So my colours, I've got pink, I've got some sort of shades, sandy tones, browns, a grey and black. That is all I'm working with today. I'm not going to be working on the background because I never do, because I always run out of time. So the news is in relation to draw along, and again I'll mention this again in case people are coming in a couple of minutes late. Obviously this term in particular, and I think last term as well, we had to schedule a few recorded draw-alongs. So things happening our end meant that I wasn't able to do them live on a Monday. And we have had feedback from a few families that can't make the 11 o'clock live each week. And then on top of that, we've had feedback in relation to the feedback thread being quite a small window and people missing the opportunity to get feedback. So we've kind of assessed it, Joe and I, and we're trying to come up with a better way that's going to work better for you guys, also for us behind the scenes as well. So from September onwards, Draw Along will still be on Facebook at 11 a.m, but they will all be pre-recorded, which means I can get them done in advance, which frees my time up with my children as well. But it also means you're not missing anything if you're late to the live. So you know, you can access it at any point in the week and still get that the access to the live. Now, in contrast to that, or to balance that out, feedback's going to look different as well. So feedback will be through our community group, the closed community group, just for Draw Along. Some of you are already in there already, and what we're going to do is invite you to post in there as and when through the week, whatever draw alongs you've done. It might be that you've done one from a term earlier, and we're going to invite everybody to try and peer assess and give feedback to everybody, because this is actually a really good artistic skill to develop. So if you were thinking about going into art and design further along into further education, being able to assess somebody else's work and offer feedback is actually a really important skill to develop. So we're going to invite everyone to give feedback, and then Joe and I will also be giving feedback, so as and when through the week. So it might not be immediately, and it definitely won't be within a 3-hour window, but through the week we'll be dipping in and out and giving feedback to people so that more people can get feedback that's higher quality feedback as well. So that's the changes. If you've missed any of that, I will touch upon it again later in the live, but basically what that means is this is officially our last Draw Along live, and we've been going a good 2 years on this now, and we just think it's time to change it up a little bit and hopefully make it work for more of you and for us as well. Abby said, what's happened on the awards thing? I forgot to look. Awards isn't until this Friday, Abby. You're all right. You haven't missed anything. So this Friday we've got our awards that starts at 7 p.m. That is live again as well. And there are at least 2 people that come to our draw-alongs that are going to have their names read out, and maybe more. So it's definitely worth a watch if you attend draw-along fairly regularly, because it might be you. Shall we get drawing then? Or shall I start with some facts about a mouse? What do you think, Michael? That's not an answer. He just shrugged his shoulders at me. Give me an answer. Big child. I don't know. Brilliant. Okay, I'm going to share one fact. Okay. Wood mice, also known as field mice, have brown fur with pale underparts. They have large black eyes big ears and a long hairless tail, and their bodies are around 10 centimetres long, which is about that big. So this is our study. So actually, the picture I'm drawing from no, it's a lot bigger than a mouse would be. But as we can see, big round eyes, like a lot of the rodents we've studied. He's got a pale underbelly. That's how you can determine them from a general house mouse as well. Brown tones, sandy tones, and a long hairless tail, which has been cut off in my picture, but we're going to try and use our imagination and fill in the blank. Abby missed literally every single change. Don't worry, I will repeat it again later on in the draw along, but should we get started for now? Right, now, how many of you remembered that what is wrong with my reference image? Can you tell me, Michael? What have I done wrong with this reference image?
I don't know.
No, it's facing the wrong way. I normally like to draw animals facing the other way, so this is going to throw me a little bit. I don't know why, can't explain the logic, just is what it is. So I'm going to start by drawing a big blob, effectively. So you just start this round little blob. So I want to try and fill the space with this one. Really big ears, really rough sketching. It will look better. And then I'm going to put his tail in going like that. And we can really clearly see the feet on this one, which, you know, they're my nemesis a little bit, so I can't get out of drawing them today. In previous draw-alongs, the feet have been hidden on some of the animals we've looked at, and I've been grateful for that. So I'm going to just sketch in the rough shape at the moment, and then come back to the details in a bit. I feel like I've done the ears too big. So adjust that as I go. Now that his head too big. There we go. Hi Holly, thanks for joining us. Who else have we got today? Feel free to say hello, especially as technically this is going to become our last draw along live. Not our last draw along before you panic. So if you missed the beginning part of our draw along, you probably missed this information. I'll wait a few minutes in case we have other latecomers, just so that everyone gets to hear the news on how it's changing from September onwards. We're still doing draw along, it's just going to take a different format, so that it can help more people. Got a big bit of reflection in the eyes. I'm going to sketch that in. Okay, so that is the head shape. I'm quite happy with that. I'm just going to adjust the body a little bit. And then I've got to do the feet. Ugh. I'm going to zoom in on my reference picture so I can see them more clearly. His toes almost look see-through. They're really, really translucent almost. Abby said, mine looks like a mouse rabbit, a malbit. Well, rabbits are part of the rodent family as well, aren't they? And if you wanted to continue on this theme, we have got a rabbit draw-along on our YouTube page that you can find. So if you wanted to add one more and you haven't done it, that was probably from like the first year we did, I think. Okay, the front feet aren't too great. Let's hope I do better on the back foot. That's a bit better. Not terrible. And then need to do something with this towel. At the moment it's just a line. That doesn't quite represent a towel, does it? So I'm making a bit of a guesstimate in terms of the length of the towel. I've got a feeling I've done it too long here, so I'll probably end it a little bit sooner. There. You can cut it off and just use the reference picture if you want to, but I just thought it looks a bit wrong. It's quite a big feature for the mouse. I feel like I need to put it in, otherwise it look like a hamster. Joe says, a bit late this morning, but hello to, oh, hello Joe. You drawing with us today? Or just keeping us company? Oh, Abby said she's subscribed to a YouTube channel. That's a good way of doing it. Right, I'm going to start with the eye. Get a big round beady eye in. Oh dear, lead in my pencils snapped. This is a problem when you order stuff through online, things like pencils, they get battered in the post, and then what happens is, this is why I used to get so upset when I was teaching in schools if people threw pencils, because it breaks up all the lead inside. And so you know that pain where you sharpen your pencil and it just keeps breaking off, and that's generally what's happened there. And I'm finding that with this pencil at the moment. Oh, Emily. Oh, Jill says, Monday mornings won't be the same without you and Michael in our living room, Jill. Don't, because you're going to make me sad. It wasn't an easy decision, if I'm honest, Jill. But I had to just... I had to be honest with myself in terms of how much of our Mondays were becoming a bit of a panic, getting everything together. And then there were things that were cropping up which were making it difficult for us to do the lives every week. And I felt like I was letting everybody down by just like last minute making them pre-recorded. And because that was a last minute thing, I don't think they were as good as they could have been either. So I think if we do it this way, then the recordings will be better quality. That's my plan anyway. Oh, it says I covered the feet with grass because they're making me annoyed. That's normally my trick, but I thought I'll best give it a go today. Right, I'm going to go with base colour. I'm going with the lighter sandy brown I've got. I'm going to do that. In fact, I should have done that before I did the eye. Because you know what I need to do now is then add the water, let it dry, so that I can build in some fur tones once the base colour is down. Because that is a new technique I've developed since doing the draw-alongs with you. I feel like I've developed a lot over the course of the last 2 years in terms of how I approach my drawings, so this has been a really good exercise for me. How you get on, Michael?
Good.
I've got an achy arm. I cut the grass yesterday and my arms are aching now. That's a hard job. Abby says, guess what? I'm related to Japanese. Have you done like an ancestry thing? That's very cool. And I'm going to go with a little slightly darker tone of the sandiness as well. Abby says you found out your uncle's Japanese. That is very cool. I think I'm going to go with that for the base and then put some darker tones in on top in a bit. There's my base colour down. I'm going to share some more facts whilst I give that a chance to dry a little bit. Oh, I just want to correct that. So, Field mice, or wood mice, are not to be confused with house mice, which are a greyer brown and unlikely to be seen outside of buildings. Bank voles have noticeably smaller eyes and ears, as well as a shorter hairy tail. This is what a wood mouse looks like. So we've got the really big eyes, we have the long tail, even though you can't see it on this reference picture, and the really big ears, and they have that pale underbelly, which house mice don't tend to have. Wood mice are omnivores, so they eat seeds, fruit and nuts in autumn when they are in abundance, but they also catch invertebrates such as earthworms, caterpillars and centipedes. The breeding season for them is between February and October, and females produce litters of 4 to 8 young up to 6 times a year. The young stay with their mothers for around 20 days and are mature at 2 months. They are short-lived animals. How long do you reckon a mouse lives for, Michael?
3 to 4 years.
3 to 4 years. What do you reckon, guys? They actually, let me read the fact. With few individuals surviving longer than 1 year. So yeah, they don't live very long at all. Not as long as a hamster. They're an important food source for many predators, including weasels, stoats, foxes, owls and kestrels. And I imagine a few domestic cats as well. As the name suggests, wood mice live in woodland, but they will occupy a wide variety of habitats, including farmland, parks and gardens, and they occasionally venture into buildings. They can shed the skin on their tail in a bid to escape predators. Ooh, lizards do that, but they shed the whole tail. They shed the skin of their tail. They are primarily nocturnal and prefer to stick to dense cover, making them hard to see. For the best chance of seeing a wood mouse, you have to be as quiet as possible and watch sources of possible food, such as fruits and nuts. And there we go. The wood mouse. Right, that is not going to be dry enough yet for me to work on, so what I'm going to do instead is focus on the legs and the feet and the tail, I reckon. But I'm, going to struggle a little bit with how white and translucent these paws are. It's like almost just a hint of pink in there. And then on the tail, it's like a dark brown along the top. I've got to use my imagination to fill in the gaps. And a slight pink to it as well. And then a little shadow underneath we can see as well. And I've got pink in the nose. So not much. Try and rub out some of these pencil lines as go along, I think. A little bit of pink on the inside of the ear as well, I can see. A little bit softer brown. How are we doing for time? Okay, not too bad. So, to recap what I said earlier, for Abby and anyone else that's coming a little bit later, this is the last Drawalong live of the academic year, but it's also going to be our last Drawalong live, but not our last Drawalong. So the plan is that from September, because I know a lot of families miss or feel like they're missing the live event, all of the draw-alongs will be pre-recorded, a bit like our courses to be fair. So they'll still be released on a Monday morning at 11 o'clock each one, but you don't necessarily have to sit down at that time to do it. So it hopefully gives a bit more flexibility to more families. And the feedback, and Michael's still going to be doing it with me, we're going to record them together, and hopefully he's going to be a bit more talkative because he's just not a morning person. This is not his time, is it? He comes alive at like 10 o'clock at night, suddenly he's awake. I can't really grumble too much because I'm the same. Where was I going with this? Yes, so the feedback thread now, instead of it being on the main page, it's going to be within the closed community group that we recently created, and you're not going to be limited to that 3-hour window. So if you wanted to be working on your piece over several days or several hours rather than trying to knock it out in 1 hour like we tend to, you'll be able to do that, and you can upload your artwork at any point. And then what we're asking is if everybody's in there, who's in there, if you can all help to give feedback on everybody's work, you'll get a lot more, a lot more feedback for a start from different opinions, because art's subjective. There's no right or wrong. But also it's a really good skill for you to give feedback to other people if you're particularly interested in studying art and design. It's a skill to develop for sure. And me and Joe will still be giving feedback there as well, but it won't be restricted to those 3 hours. So we'll just pop in and out the group through the week, giving our feedback as and when necessary. So hopefully that's going to be, like I say, more beneficial to more people, and less restrictive in terms of our time as well, which is something that you've probably noticed with the number of recorded ones or last minute cancelled ones that we've had this term, that I've been struggling a little bit sometimes. It can get chaotic in the TT house, shall we say. I don't know if all of you know, but we've got Michael, but we've also got Elliot as well. He's a little bit too young to join in with the draw-alongs, but he needs some managing as well. So things can get chaotic at times. So we're just changing things up so that they work a little bit better for us as a family unit, but also hopefully help more families in different ways based on the feedback we've had from people as well. Right, I think I will do the years next. I have a feeling we're going to get a knock on the door for a delivery soon as well. I've got a feeling. How are we all getting on, guys? The chat's gone really quiet. Makes me nervous when that happens. I feel like something's gone wrong and we're not actually streaming anymore.
Because it's an apocalypse.
Don't say stuff like that.
Oh, freeze already happened.
No. Let's not go there.
My mind goes there every day.
I need a small brush for the eye. And it says still here. Oh, that's good, good, good. Could you share the link for the closed group, please? Oh, Joe, if you're watching, would you mind doing that for us, please? Now the towel that I just made up. Oh, keep losing my reference image. Oh, Emma says she doesn't like a drawing. No. What is it you don't like about it? Remember, there's still time to turn it around. I think I'm ready to start adding the tone onto the body, sort of bulk him up a little bit, make him look a bit more 3D and a lot fluffier. So this feels pretty dry to me, so I'm going to go for it. First of all, I'm trying to put in some darker areas to give him some depth, and then I can worry about fur texture afterwards. And this is the head that she's got problems with. I know I can do better though. You've got time to save it, you can turn it around. Like I would do with my page, you know what I do when I cheat. That's happening. Joe's just shared the link again for the Drawalong community group. Thank you. So if you're not a member in there already, make sure you join it, because that's where you'll be able to post your pictures in future. Today's going to be normal. Today's still going to be on the main page, so don't worry about it for today. But from September onwards, that's where we're going to be posting or that's where you'll need to post if you want feedback. I feel like I need a reddish tone. Can you open my tin, Michael? I need like a reddish brown tone. I think you can find me one.
A reddish brown tone?
Yeah, you see here? Yeah, that might do it. Is there a more orangey one?
Like that? Or, oh sorry, like that.
No. I'll try this one.
Done.
Yeah, I'm going to try this. I've got a feeling it's not going to be quite the right colour, but we're going to go with it anyway. You just see sort of like reddish tones in some of the fur near the belly. And although I said I weren't going to worry about the fur texture, I kind of have been with these other tones I'm putting on top, because I'm drawing in the same direction as the fur. It is giving the fur texture anyway, so it's like two for the price of one. Need some more fur texture on the face though. I've concentrated on the body and not got much on the face. Maybe a little grey. I feel like I need to get some black tones in there as well. Something looks a little bit watery on the ears at the moment. I need to build some bit of definition up there. Black there. The only problem with black, if you don't do it quite right, it shows up quite well. Not very forgiving. Oh, get an achy hand. Holly said, thank you so much, Pip and Jo, for running these classes. It's really helped me with my drawing skills. Hope you have a great summer. Oh, thank you, Holly. And hopefully you'll still come back to us in September. I know it's a different format, but hopefully there's still something for everyone. Oh, and we've planned next year, actually. Not necessarily all the individual animals. I've planned next September's animals. Don't ask me what they are because I can't remember off the top of my head. But the theme for next year is going to be looking at animals on the endangered lists. So we're going to, if you're already aware, there's a scale of how endangered animals are, with extinct being the very end of the scale. So we're going to start off by looking at near threatened species. So those that they're starting to decline and it's a bit of a concern, but they're not in a perilous state. They can come back from it quite easily. So that's what we're going to start with September. And each term, it will go further up the scale. And we're actually going to end with extinct animals. Before that, it's extinct in the wild. So I'm hoping I'll find enough animals on each list. Well, no, that sounds wrong, doesn't it? Don't want there to be enough animals on each list, but you get what I mean. So that's the theme from September onwards. I just said, oh no, there was a message and it disappeared. Oh, Holly has a question. How can she show the white tuft of fur, please? So the way I did it was with grey. So I used grey to sort of show the shadowing underneath and then leave a lot of white space. That's how I do it. Does that make sense? This is quite an adorable little mouse, actually. I'm quite pleased with this one. This seems like a good one to go out on. Oh, Abby said, my mouse does not look good. I'm not a fan of him. Oh, keep going with it. Keep going. You've got time. I think I'm nearly done, but I'm at risk of overdoing it, overworking it. Is there anything glaringly obvious? Maybe you can critique mine, guys. Is there anything glaringly obvious that I could do to improve this drawing? What do you reckon? Give me some feedback. Abby says hers is alright, not a favourite, but okay. Abby says maybe I'd like to stand on. I'm not going to have time to do that. And I tend to prefer leaving mine with a white background so that the animal is the only thing in focus. I think I just bodged something. Oh, I knew I'd do it. Made his foot too skinny now, trying to get the shadow in underneath. Get some whiskers in. Now they would be white, but I'm going to do them in black because I'm a rebel like that. Something about the towel isn't quite right. think that's it. I can't see anything glaringly obvious that I can do in the time we've got that's going to improve it. Maybe let's put some darker fur there on his head. I think we're there. I think I'm done, which means that is officially our last Draw Along live. I'm not going to say ever, because it might be that one day I just go, I'm just going to jump on. I'm just going to jump on live and surprise them. You never know. We've got a window of opportunity. I might do that. So, there we go. I think I've finished. What a way to end the year on our draw-alongs with probably the smallest creature we've drawn all year, actually. Can't think of one that we've done that's smaller. The humble little field mouse, otherwise known as a wood mouse. So don't forget, today we are still accepting feedback on the... we're accepting images to write feedback on the main TT page. From September onwards, everything's going to be enclosed in that community group. The video of our draw-along will still be on the main page. You just come and find it 11 o'clock Monday, or you just have to scroll back if you want to find it like later on in the week to make it fit in with your other provisions. You can just scroll through and find it from earlier in the week, and you can still post yours into the community group, even if you do it later on in the week. Even if you do it weeks later, you can post your image, and at some point we'll be along to write a comment. But we actively encourage everybody to comment on everybody's, because it's a really good skill if you're learning, if you're developing your skills as an artist. Being able to critique other people's work is a really big part of it. So we'd actively encourage that, and then you get more feedback from more people. And we said, no, but I miss your live lessons. Well, this is why I don't want to rule it out as a permanent thing. I'm just saying the last couple of months have been a little bit tricky for us here, and we know that people feel like they're missing out if they don't attend live. So we're going to just trial out this new way and see if it works better for everyone. Holly said goodbye, and she'll definitely carry on in September with the recordings. That's awesome. If you are getting withdrawal in the meantime and want to carry on doing draw along, obviously you can draw anything at any time. But if you wanted more animals and you haven't been to all of our sessions over the last 2 years, go to our YouTube channel and, like I think Abby said, follow it. But also you'll find a massive amount of draw-alongs from previous sessions, so you might find stuff in there that you haven't drawn yet. So yeah, thank you for joining us all. Hope you have a lovely week, whether you're winding down for the summer break or like me, you're probably going to still be forced to do some learning. Sorry Michael, not sorry. Either way, I hope you have a lovely summer, and hopefully we'll see you Friday. Joe and I are on camera sharing prizes, awards, presents, trophies even, and like I say, there are a couple of people from Draw Along who are going to be featured in that. So 7 o'clock on Friday on the main page. If you can't make it, you can watch it back retrospectively, but I'd love to see you all there and to have a little bit of a chat with you all live. See you all soon. Oh, hang on, sorry, Joe's just made a comment. I think we're close to almost 100 sessions, so there's loads to choose from. Yeah, there's plenty there. Thank you, Pip from Emily. Holly said goodbye. Oh no, we already read that one. And Abby says bye. And Joe just reminds us to join us on Friday. It'll be fun times together. It's a celebratory showcase of the home ed community, our young people. So nice and relaxed and almost like a little party. So come join us. See you then. Bye.